Hey, this is Kiyo Kusagani. I'm taking time out of my day to talk about something near and dear to me. Video games. They're a lot of fun. But before the fun can begin, you gotta start the game up first. That's usually a simple process.
You grab the game, put it in the box, and power it on. Bing bang boom, you're enjoying yourself. But some business bozos decided letting you play your games as long as they work wasn't profitable enough. The investors argue earning $60 off a game isn't enough. They gotta have that money by any means necessary, even if it means killing the idea of simple convenience. Why settle for $60 on one game when you can destroy it and force people to spend another $60 on the new game? That's exactly what happened. An entire generation was duped into buying games and consoles they don't actually own, myself included. I bought Team Sonic Racing in 2019. It's a fairly fun racing game starring Sonic and all his furry friends. But I didn't realize what its Denuvo DRM did when I bought it. Denuvo's an anti-piracy measure that won't let your game start until it connects to Erdeto's remote servers to verify you gave Sega money. Which sounds reasonable. I support people being paid for their hard work. However, the internet reliance will cause massive problems 15 years from now. If Erdeto ever goes bankrupt, or God forbid an emergency occurs and the servers have to get shut down, Team Sonic Racing won't be able to prove it's a legitimate copy. If your ancient 2020 computer breaks and the game can't phone home on your new one, you won't be able to play the game you spent hard-earned money on. It'll be dead! Zilch! Nada! Or worse, it's not even done to stop piracy. A game's made reliant on a company server and cut off on purpose because a CEO decided they needed a fifth luxury car that night. Thus, you can't play your single-player game. That's what Stop Killing Games is trying to prevent. We want the games we paid for to be in a playable state when they reach end of life, regardless of online support or not, so we can look back and remember them fondly in the future. That's all. No more, no less. Of course, the AAA games industry decried Stop Killing Games with a plea asking European Parliament to deny the initiative. This is the biggest load of baloney I've ever read in my entire life. With every argument for letting publishers destroy games either missing the point of, at best, or being blatant lies at worst. Where do I even begin with this garbage? Saying our movement requires companies to run their private servers forever. It is not clear what the initiators of the Stop Killing Games petition seek to achieve. It appears to be a combination of a requirement to provide online services for as long as a consumer wants them. Way to be completely wrong! That's not what we're asking for at all. Here, I'll show you what we actually want. Go back to 1999, when John Carmack made Quake 3 Arena. It's primarily an online bloodbath, letting people all around the world blow their guts out in hellish arenas. Good, clean fun for everyone. But not everyone was privileged enough to live in towns with high-speed internet in those days. So, John Carmack's solution was to program fairly competent bots that simulate the Quake 3 experience if you're offline. This created an unintentional boon. If the Quake 3 master server went down for any reason, you still had a game to play. You could hop offline, add as many bots as you want, and get a mostly complete experience. All the rocket jumps, chainsaws, and monster kills, you still have it as long as your disc works. Offline, serverless bots allow people to continue enjoying their favorite games without publisher expense or interference to newer games. It also destroys the rest of the industry's bogus arguments against preservation, like increased security risks. What risk? I'm not online! We don't need your source code. In fact, playing Call of Duty now is more of a risk than being offline. You'd be doing yourself a favor adding offline modes there. How about significant engineering and architectural challenges? Alright, who's the genius that decided Assassin's Creed 2 had to download files from the internet every 20 minutes on PC? The Xbox 360 version definitely didn't need that, so congratulations! You made it way harder on yourselves than it needed to be, because you were afraid someone was gonna copy that floppy. And reputational... You didn't need our help to ruin your rep. You did that to yourself by making crap games. But the most damning, self-destructive points of all are the financial arguments. It's arguing the games industry can't survive unless it's allowed to fleece its customers. Right, let's go even further back than Quake 3 Arena, when the first AI opponents were created for Quake 1, all the way back to November 16th, 1996. Stephen Polge made the ReaperBot mod so you can practice your Quake skills offline before dominating everyone online. You want to know how much that cost him to program? Next to nothing! $1,000 at most to cover for the hardware he wanted to buy. But that's it. Steven just needed sufficient time to get the job done. Meanwhile, you got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 that cost over $450 million to develop. And you're telling me you can't spend a tiny bit more to let you play your single-player game offline if the servers die. Get the f*** out of here. For God's sakes, Halo Infinite already has bots you can fight against. Why not keep them available for paying customers when the game's no longer sustainable? The billion-dollar corporations can't outdo some kid modding Quake in his basement. That's embarrassing, just like this rebuttal paper. All the more reason you should sign the petition to stop killing games if you live in the EU. I've left a link in the description for that. I don't live in the EU, so I can't sign, but if you inform your member of European Parliament what they're up against, we'll have an excellent chance of protecting the games we paid for. I've done my part. This is Kiyo Kusagani, over and out. Good luck and Godspeed.